Hello and welcome to the Heat Army podcast. We are dying to start the show, so while we're in the intro like this, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, like and comment away. We want all of your thoughts and views for the start of the show as we get started, and we can't wait to hear from you. Also as well, we'd like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors at Northern Print Solutions, because without their help we wouldn't be able to broadcast the way we do. So let's get ready for the show. Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. We've got Sophia back as well.
Hello.
What a week. And it is January, and it wouldn't be January without another Gateshead player or Gateshead-related player joining Carlisle United. So that's happened again. Josh Williams has left for pastures new after being signed permanently by Carlisle, by Mike Williamson and co. There's that to talk about. There's going out the FA Trophy, out of the National League Cup. Get in! We're out of that.
Thank God.
Yes, and also we have the Yeovil game to talk about, and before that we have the preview as well. So lots to do. Prediction League and anything else you want to talk about.
Oh, interruptions. My goodness.
Yeah. Gaffers calling the shots.
Aye.
And also Gateshead have a new signing in Callum Tripp as well. So we'll be talking about all of that. So boys, how are you doing?
Well, I've heard has our release clause been triggered? Or we go to Carlisle? Come on, Carlisle, come on.
There has been a lucrative offer of 3 Mars bars and 2 cans of Fanta, but I said unless it's even across the board.
I'd take it.
Darcy is.
I'll take it for Big Mike. Come on, Mike. You've taken everybody else.
We've got even everyone 10 league incomplete lineups left to find. Well, hopefully she gets there on the stats. And also she's put weird in at 14 stone. That's 1 stone 8 or 22 pounds.
Oh, nice one.
Now, I've got to hold my hands. I've fell right off my diet. Right off it. I've got to get back on. Otherwise, I would have ruined everything. It's been very hard work. I couldn't get back onto it after Christmas, so I need to knuckle down.
And you're full of bacon.
Shh.
Okay.
I've been baking cakes and cookies and stuff as well, but that's
As long as
just.
you don't eat them.
But you have to taste them if you're baking them, don't you? So that's the. But I will get back on.
Taste, Davey. That's what I was always told at Catering College.
Yeah. We've got good evening, everybody. We've got Craig.
Evening, everybody.
Well, St. Geordie. We've got Vanessa all the way from down south. A slightly better week down south.
Not up north.
And the lovely Ruth, who is obviously married to the Duke, has just sent us a message as well. Lovely to hear from you all. We'll start off with the obviously the departure. There was a few rumours about 3 weeks ago. We didn't really mention it on the podcast that Mike Williamson was interested in signing another Gateshead player.
Another one.
Obviously Gateshead loan player, as it were. In Josh Williams, the right back that was on loan till the end of the season from Birmingham City. And of course, Carlisle had made an approach to buy him for money and a permanent transfer. And obviously, Birmingham accepted, and the player wanted to go into the Football League. So we wish him all the best. But it's getting tiresome now, though, isn't it, boys?
It is.
And it's a horrible thing to say, but I'm praying that Fleetwood win on Saturday. I'm backing everyone that plays Carlisle at the moment because I'm a bit sick of it. And the well's dry. Don't come back.
Well, we thought it was, and he still comes back, doesn't he? And still takes more. Mickey, you look fed up.
Well, all I'm going to say is if you're a League One or League Two standard player, for Christ's sake, to set foot in Gateshead because you'll end up at Carlisle. You just got to push. You've only got to brush past the gates of the Angel of the North, and Mike and Busted will be there with a contract before you're not.
Yeah, and
Williams got a 2.5 year contract with Carlisle, didn't he? Which is decent from his point of view, back in the Football League.
I'm not angry with the player. Good luck to him. He's going to Football League, and if it works, it'll be a great move for any young player. But from our perspective, it is just one royal pain in the backside that keeps coming back to bite us in the arse. It's that Jack Russell that won't go away.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's tiresome because I thought, yes, when he went to MK Dons and he took Stephen Wern, and you thought, fair enough, Stephen Wern's a player of a higher caliber, shouldn't have been playing National League. Arguably, some of our players that have left shouldn't have been either, but they've earned the move. But why does he keep coming back to Gateshead? Like, seriously, I mean, the scouting networks, or is it a case of that other players don't trust him, don't want to sign for him? Because it's went arse up at MK Dons.
Yep.
By all accounts, if you read the forums, they left before they were pushed, and now they're in another position with their backs to the wall, and they're going to the players that they trust.
If I was a supporter of Carlisle, I'd be worried. It's a bit two-dimensional, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, he's just going back to the same, tried and people, players. And I know some of them are good and stuff, but it's still, I think I'd be worried personally. I think they are worried over there.
Yeah, well, let's see.
My advice to anyone is, if you got the BBC Sounds app, go on BBC Radio Cumbria and listen to the Carlisle Social.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it will pretty much tell you how Carlisle fans are feeling, and people who are covering the game.
Mm-hmm. Well, as I say, Josh Williams has left for pastures new, but we talk about players coming in. Here he is, Callum Tripp. He's arrived from MK Dons till the end of the season, until Mike wants to sign him. But
it's a merry-go-round, isn't it? MK Dons, Gateshead, Carlisle, Crawley. Yeah.
An impressive debut from the lad. Took his goal well. It sat up for him. But that game against Newcastle, which we'll talk about shortly, was good. But Callum Tripp comes in September Player of the Month for MK Dons. There was a lot of talk online after we signed him. The MK Dons fans are in a bit of disbelief why they let him go.
Yeah, well, the comments are positive, aren't they? They're all sort of saying he could be in the starting 11. So I think we might have got a decent player there by the sounds of it, and so.
Certainly was. And also as well, which is another positive, this man was back out on the grass having a bit of a training session before the game on Tuesday. Tiernan Brooks is on the road to recovery.
Positives in January for Gateshead. What's going
on? I think we should chop his toes off just so we can sign from Mike in the end of January. That's all I can say.
We've got someone's put, is Johnny in the background? I don't know if you caught up on last week's episode, Steely, but we have some smart lights, and one of our smart lights is called Johnny, and I can turn Johnny on. You may see we have got, like, I'll put it on big screen. We've pinched Sophia's little robot that has like a nebula and lasers there. But let's see if I can change the light to change the effect of the room. I'll go. No, red. I think red will do it.
Yeah, red.
Alexa, turn Johnny red. There, we've had a little change in that. It's hard to tell because we've got the mood of the light, but we can turn Johnny on with just our voices, and so can Kay. Right, we'll go.
Look me, Johnny.
Hey, Yeovil was a deserved point. The previous, no problems getting down and back the day after. Great stuff, great support down there. 61 fans going down to Yeovil. We could hear them on the stream. That did us proud down there. And look, we nearly took it at the end. Keeper made 2 fantastic saves. And also Owen Mason made some good saves as well to give the clean sheet. Graham Jones has joined us. Sorry, I've clicked on the wrong one. Another message had come in there. We've got Evening All listening in from Worcester. Thank you very much. Is this one of your friends?
Yeah.
We've got Hannah. I don't know how you say the second name. Sophia?
Yeah.
Sophia, it's Hannah. Hello there, everybody. Right.
Hello, Hannah.
Hello, Hannah. Thank you for joining us. We've got Mick Scully has put Carlisle must be saving a fortune on scout.
Oh God, save it.
We've got another question here. Of course, notable absence in the squad in recent weeks is Regan Booty. Any news on the Booty situation? I think the club is standing firm on their stance that if anyone wants him, they have to pay the valuation. We see other clubs around the league doing it. Why shouldn't we? And he's been one of the most talked about players in the last 18 months in National League. And
I presume there's not a release clause if that's the case. No.
there is not a release clause, which is working in our favour for once. So, we've got so it's a trip around the leagues. Hey, that's a good.
I tell you what, Sean must practice these.
He does. I tell you, he's good with a pun, isn't he? He's good with a pun. Steve, injury, any injury with Mr. Tripp seems to attract players who easily take. Any injury history with Mr. Tripp, as it seems to attract players that easily get injured. That's harsh. We'll get in there. Hopefully we see Max Sheaf back very soon. Hopefully it's just a precautionary
pun. Are you like working out your puns for your commentary? You know, with obviously Flower and Sheath, and now we've got.
Yes. I've got a few. I have to be careful with the Sheaf ones though, because you cannot really go down that route. You know,
being that little robot.
Yeah. Owen Mason made some cracking saves on Tuesday, but unfortunately his mistake for their first goal. Yes. But that is, we know it's high risk and reward with how we play out from the back. And, obviously no one more than Owen Mason will want to cut out those passes. But, it's a much changed midfield. It's a much changed squad over the last 4 weeks. And people are filling the shoes of people that were there before them and just maybe aren't in the positions that the keeper's used to or they're used to. And look, it is where it is. I'm not going to slate Owen Mason for a couple of dodgy passes because the saves he's made in games to keep us a clean sheet have been nothing more than phenomenal. And at
least he's bloody playing.
Yeah. Sorry, my Alexa just went off and said, "Alexa, turn Johnny red." Williamson, and this is from Colin Dilbo, Williamson and Bustard's legacy has deteriorated, becoming disliked by many of our fans. Yeah.
Don't agree. I totally agree, Colin.
Yeah. As I say, I've got no, because obviously I like Ian Watson. I really like him. I can speak to him. I see him. He's a nice lad.
Yeah.
They're doing their job at the end of the day. It's cutthroat, but
it is.
From our end, it hurts. From our end, it hurts. That's where it is, and it is kind of marring or giving us a bitter taste of their fantastic stay at the club. But that's football, isn't it? Kind of,
Let's face it, they built it from the ground up.
Yeah,
and now they're coming to take it back to brick by brick.
Do you know many managers at that kind of level who've gone back and plundered their old team as
many times?
Yeah, I mean, it does happen. We know it happens, but
Barry Fry probably was the biggest. You know what I mean? He was probably the biggest one.
I think he did go Barnet a few times, didn't he, Barry Fry?
Yeah.
We've Barnet players on the move this week, weren't there? Out at the club.
Well, well, just before we go and watch the highlights of Tuesday's game, Oldham has sold 550 tickets so far. I wonder how many they'll 450. Sorry, so that's going to be a good attendance. Hopefully, it absolutely pours down on the far side for them.
They'll bring a decent support. Yeah, they're going to bring a lot on there.
Yeah. Got Mason played long every time at Yeovil, not the Magniers Leighton. Yeah, well, he's a young lad. He's still, he's obviously trying to avoid it. Yeah. We've got Alan Guest, even though Sophia taking over. Are you taking over, Sophia?
Yeah.
Well, go on then.
Yeah, she's going now because me, Davey, and Steely are away to Carlisle after the show.
We're going to become the Carlisle podcast. So.
Come on, the Blues.
You cannot come. We're joking, man.
Mason was probably going long on against Yeovil because his confidence was a little bit shattered against from the previous game.
I think it was the pitch as well. Didn't Mag say something about the pitch?
Oh, did they? Aye.
Yeah.
Aye, that's all fair enough. But
let's just rub it in Mike Williamson Bustard's faces, win promotion and watch them relegated. That
would be nice.
It would
can we then go and plunder the players, some of the players back?
Yeah. I wouldn't
want David, by the way.
Yeah. We've got to say that was another good evening there. Well, we'll see. We're going to watch the highlights. There we are. There's the highlights, and I'll take the sound off. Look at that. You don't get that everywhere, do you? Right, what's that thing in the corner?
Oh, it's the nerd stats.
It's Davey.
It's
I
me.
don't want the nerd stats. There we go. Right, everybody. This was Tuesday night.
Nerd stat for me.
Yeah, that was the pass that went skew with, and they got their goal. From our point of view, yes, down to the bare bones, but I want to give a special mention to a couple of players in the game. Obviously, Connor Panny played the first time in a good while, and then we've seen some substitutes come on. That's the one where he nearly gets chipped, isn't it? He got back and stopped it. But the Callum Bowen come on and looked absolutely phenomenal in the second watch. But this is a great goal. I'd put this for goal of the season so far.
How does he jump over the person with?
Because he's fit as a fiddle. Look at that. It's a lovely finish that as well.
Yeah.
Let's hope that gives him the boost he needs.
In flesh, it looked amazing. I don't think the camera angle does it that much justice, but it was a really, really good goal. But I mean, look, this was a young, energetic side. This lad here, Emerson, he was absolutely lightning. That's a great pass back. Just caught the defenders there, didn't it? They weren't expecting it to trickle across. Good.
Yeah, they've got high hopes of that Josh Donaldson, haven't they?
Yeah, you know what it is. He was strong. He held off players. You know, he looks a good number 9. So prospect there for Newcastle. Wasn't that impressed with Garang Karul, the lad who they got from Australia. But here we are. This is Callum Tripp coming through, and there's a trip up. There's the other trip. There we go. So not a bad way to mark your debut with a goal.
Well, you've got to credit the goalkeeper for the assist as well,
Yeah, but I mean, you take what you get, don't you? You know what I mean? He's in the right place at the right time. But I thought McGowan and Tripp linked up really well, and if them two play on Saturday, I'm excited about that. And we've seen some crosses coming in from Tripp and from McGowan because of the way they were playing. And if Flower or Malcolm's there, they're going to get service on Saturday.
You would hope so. The good time we start putting some decent crosses in.
What we need, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean,
well, Davey, did you enjoy it? I mean, was it decent? I know we're lost, but
look, first things first, the crowd was better than I was expecting. 450. I was expecting about 100. So that's an added perk, I suppose, financially. But it didn't
really look like 450.
No, because the stand was obviously sectioned off. That cut costs on stewards, but it was a much better game than I was expecting. It was competitive. It was end-to-end stuff. I thought it was a great test for some of our younger players. Obviously, Carter Milmore came on for Robbie Tinkler after about 28 minutes, and Bowen came. Was Bowen that come on as well?
He made a few changes early on, didn't he?
Yeah, and I thought it was obviously wasn't injured. It was more precautionary. I think the game itself. I think if we're honest, if we had had the team that were at the beginning of the season, we could have ruled that 1-5-2 ourselves. Yes, they were a good side, but this is Bowen here. Look at him; he's making good decisions. Look at the run; he's got options. Great ball.
Centre midfield, good ball. That.
Yeah, he's. I tell you,
he's a professional footballer. He should be able to pass 10 yards, Davey.
But no, I know. But say that we've had players in the past that have been professional footballers and didn't pass 10 yards. But that's what I'm saying. He picked out the right pass going forward, keeping the attack.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And he did it a few times. And as I say, I'll get a picture of him up here because we do have one, just to give him his bit of credit where credit's due. There he is, Callum Bowen. He was
great. We'll across the top of the highlights.
Yeah, and it is best to put it across the top of the highlights because we beat. But I mean, actually, he was a good player as well, Scott Bailey. But this lad here, it was a poor penalty. Shouldn't have pushed him. He went down, made the most.
That's now that there was something that's missing there. One on Kane Adam that was exactly the similar, and we didn't get a free kick for it.
That's another name, Kane Adam. I thought he played really well on Tuesday night. It was a good physical performance from him. I thought he was
get him started.
Obviously, he tired. He hasn't played that many minutes. Obviously, in recent weeks, he did tire after about 60 minutes and a couple of slips. But having him fit and ready and maybe to come off the bench as an impact player or start the game and hopefully help us get a few goals, that would be great. So
he's a good crosser and he's fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If as a winger, people don't, defenders don't like that, do they?
No.
So there's promising signs. There's encouragement, isn't there?
Mm-hmm. But
there's encouragement, but we're still massively short.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it and for what it was, but look, it was a competition that we didn't want to be in all truth. It was a pain in the backside for everybody involved. Yeah. The crowds showed that. No
one cared.
No one cared. To be honest, I had to force myself to go, which is not right for a game, is it? You shouldn't be feeling that way.
Is it just a one-off, Davey, by the way? Is it just a one-off?
I don't know, but this tells you everything about it. I was talking to one of the Newcastle United staff, and they were oblivious that anyone didn't like this competition.
Really? Okay.
And I said, because she said, will there be many here tonight? I went, no. I said, there's been a protest right across the league. She goes, what for? I said, because clubs like you voted against having replays in the FA Cup because you too many games for this. And she was like, so they just don't know.
See, for them, it's a good run out for their young lads, isn't it? The kids.
Oh,
but for us, it means so much to us.
Well, if you're watching lyrical about Kual getting a couple of goals in 2 games, he done absolutely balls all at Hearts. Yeah, he was used as a sub, but he never done his business at Hearts. He didn't earn a place in the team. Then he went to somewhere else where they got relegated.
Yeah, he didn't look very good at all. For a standout player that they thought he was going to be, he might still yet be, because I once said Andy Carroll was crap in a pre-season friendly. So,
right, to be fair.
Yeah, Oldham are missing one of their best strikers, James Berry, and who's signed for Wickham this week. Ooh. They've also just lost Alex Reid as well today, who's went back to Wellstone. So
does he?
Yes. Yeah.
So Oldham have lost 3 players in, because obviously we lost that lad to York as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would imagine that they'll probably have someone coming in. You would think. You don't think they'll just let Reid go without having someone lined up. Thought McGowan at Bone were 2 standout players on Tuesday. Yeah, I thought McGowan had a great. He was linking up well with both Tripp and Javon Malcolm. We got here. I heard that the Newcastle away strip was based on the strip worn by Gateshead Rovers, which crossed the town and eventually become Newcastle United in 1892. Could well be. That's why they were wearing it as tribute. Goalkeeper should be doing better for Gateshead's first goal. Well, you got to get what you get. I mean, you got to get them in. Gateshead stats. I feel for the ladies' team, down to the bare bones, squad wise. Precarious position in the league, best of the change of luck. We'll get into that, the ladies, very shortly. We'll get through these messages, obviously, on the back of that game.
Well, you best not ask me, because I've done any research.
Oldham 1 point from the last 4 games. Well, we're not doing too much better at the minute. Bone looks like a mini Hano there. Yeah, he was looking good. He looked like dangerous. I thought Bramwell had a good game. Yeah, that's another player I should really get a mention to. I thought Bramwell looked good at the back there. He slotted into the system that we play well. So, if he gets on the bench or in with a start, you're not going to be too worried. We've got here, assuming the subs of Tinkler and Warman around 30 minutes were just because at the start 4 players in the game.
Yeah.
Just precautions to get it through. And hello, gents. Great draw against Yeovil. Shame about Josh Williams leaving to join Gateshead FC tribute act. Thank God we're at the National League Cup. Yes, that's probably one of the best messages.
Gateshead FC tribute act.
We've got here Booty on his way to Oldham on Monday. That's not the name of the team that I've heard that's mentioned. James Norwood back on Saturday. 1 for Tinks. Well, for Tinks, Norwood, he knows how to score a goal, but he's looking very heavy in his later career, may I add. So we'll have to
scores goals for Oldham, though.
He does.
Simon Guthrie was as Davy Steely well now. was a heavy lad, but he scored goals for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, as well, other news around the league. 1 second. Obviously, Wealdstone have lost their manager to Solihull today. Taylor as well there. So, a bit of a merry-go-round in the league. But a lot of clubs doing business at the minute, and you just hope that Gateshead can boast that midfield because, yes, we rested a few players. There was a few players missing, but the depth isn't there at the minute, is it? With losing players. And
would you move, can I ask you a question? Would you move Tinks?
Yeah.
You've talked about this, Mickey, haven't you? You've talked about this.
I've spoke about it with Mark as well, and I think if we are to lose Regan Booty, I think Robbie Tinkler, with his range of passing, his strength, I think would be a good workhorse in that Regan Booty role. And then we've got Bellahoon, Bramwell can slot in the back there. You've got Kenton as well. Grayson will be back hopefully at some point.
When you sign in,
there's Trip. So it would be nice, wouldn't it, to see Robbie, because he has played midfield before for us.
Yeah, I'd like to see him just sit in front of the back four.
And his range of passing is absolutely fantastic because you've seen what he does from the centre of defence, move him 20 yards further forward. I think he could still do a great job there. For me, that would be a solution, but you still need to strengthen around him.
Obviously, but
yeah,
for me,
that's a great one.
I would done 4-1-3-1 personally.
Oh, so he just sits in front of the back four.
Yeah. We've got a few more here. We've got one from Hannah again. Just waivers and name all the football players. Well, that's probably the strangest question we've ever had. But the real question is, Hannah, is it chocolate in the fridge or chocolate in the cupboard? What's best? That's the real one. That's what we want to know, Hannah. The
answer, Hannah, is the cupboard. Don't mention the fridge.
Absolutely in the cupboard. It's 2-2 on this podcast, isn't it? Because you two believe it's the fridge, which is ridiculous.
Why would you put it in the cupboard, though?
Exactly. It's better in the fridge.
It would melt.
That's where it sits in the shop. It doesn't fit in the fridge.
It does.
Well said, Mickey. Yes.
Then why is there a chocolate shelf in our fridge? Right, need to get some.
You Asda, I missed that. I must remember to go to that Asda up that way.
Yeah. We've got Humbles here for the season. Salford said January, but no, it's for the end of the season.
He looks a good player, Humbles, as well.
Totally agree with Tinks playing a holding midfield, and that's if he wants to play there as well. I mean, I would like to see Robbie Tinkler there personally on Saturday. I would give it a go. He's a calm head. He can slow a game down. He can speed it up. I think he's a good fit for that position, whether it's a stopgap or until the end of the season.
Who would you play alongside him then?
I would have Humbles and McGowan in front of him.
So as you make
Humbles, McGowan, and Warman.
Would you?
Yep.
So 4-1-3-2 formation, yeah.
Well, I would have Hannant, Humbles, and Trip.
Who do you play left wing back then?
Dan Jones.
I would have had Jones, Kenton, and Benayoun at the back. In the back three.
You can go Kenton, Bramwell, and Bellahoon.
Yeah, you could. You see, this is all different connotations. You see, everyone's
none of us can agree with any of this, and it's it's quite interesting in football.
As Carl Magnier just threw his cup of coffee at the screen saying, "Shut up, you idiots." We make no bones about it. We are idiots. Right. Just having a little look about to see if there's anything else that we haven't really talked about. We have, obviously, if you are just joining us, thank you very much. We have talked about the 4-2 defeat to Newcastle in the 21s and out of the National League Cup. Yeovil, we touched on. If anyone that went down would like to send us a message, because it was a great support that went down. We watched that game. I thought it was
tough going the first half, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
It was tough going. Yeah, and obviously we'll get into that in a second. But Josh Williams has left for pastures new, or should we say pastures sideways step to the Gateshead B team. You've knocked the light over, you've spoiled the ambience.
Oh, Johnny.
There we go. Look,
there's Johnny.
And of course, Callum Tripp has arrived as well.
Woo!
And if anyone else has anything that we might have forgot, just send a message and we'll talk about it if we can. And what
do you think of Yeovil, lads?
Hang on 1 second, just for
chocolate.
Just put chocolate. Do you
come on, Hannah? Where, Hannah?
Hannah, where do you like it? Is it in the fridge or in the cupboard? Where do you like to get it from?
That's in your belly normally.
Yeah.
So our Yeovil lads, it was actually. I know it came very close to winning, but it was a good point. It was a clean sheet. It gave us some confidence.
What made it even better was the fact that the results went away the next day as well. Clean sheet and a point away from home. Saturday, I mean, we'll get into it very shortly, but it's a 6-pointer now, if not a bit more. It's looking a very dangerous game for either side. Oldham really need points. We need to get back to winning ways at home.
Yeah.
It's all set up for a cracking 0-0 ball draw. But if we can get something in this game on Saturday,
in the prediction league,
that really does keep us, in a fantastic position. Hopefully attract players as well. It's it's a tough one. But the Yeovil game, as I say, the best thing for that was the support, and obviously we've seen the video after. We always see the players going over to thank them, but that was a phenomenal travel. Some didn't get back till Sunday. The money, time, and effort that they would have spent going down there, and to come away with something, and the second half performance, because boys, we've all been on away trips where you think, God, I could have stayed in the house and saved all that money. You know what I mean? Where you've had an awful one, the crack's been bad, and
we came closest nicking it at the end. I mean, it's Mags actually spoke well. He always speaks well. I always find him come across well, but spoke well after the game, and he said, it almost went to plan. If that Hanno obviously inside of the post, and then it was McGowan, wasn't it, with a good to keep the pull of a great save. Was it? So close to winning it, but hey, 0-0 away to Yeovil. Yeovil didn't look that good for a team. I was expecting a bit more from them. They especially second half, they just seem to sit back and let us sort of dictate.
Boys, there's spies everywhere. There is grasses everywhere. You cannot have anything without it coming out in the tabloid press.
Oh, here we go.
Roger Ely's put, the guy Aladdin Bookies told me that you forecast a heavy defeat at Yeovil, David. I was a bit worried about that game before that, but you cannot say anything in.
I went for the draw.
I
said ones each.
Because that means you thought we're going to get beat.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to deny it, yes.
So, and Davey was in the bookies putting money on it. Oh, God.
I know.
So,
Charlie, but...
Let's say Yeovil was an important point, says Gavin Rudd. Mag seemed slightly to move slightly away from the process and ended up a little bit more pragmatic. Yeah, it is, but it's a tough place to go, Yeovil. Yes, they've had some tough seasons over the last few years, but look, you go there, they've got a big squad, they've got good players. We have an answer to the burning question that is always on this podcast, and she's put, I'm guessing fridge. So that's a good, there we go.
You need a definitive answer. I'm guessing. I mean, Hannah, she's just trying to keep you sweet. Boom, boom. Yeah.
Hang on, let's see if I've got the. No.
Yeah,
Jack's.
baby, yeah.
No, it's not the one I wanted. I forgot. It's not long since I've used the sound effect. Hang on.
This one, yeah.
That one, take that one.
Anything.
Spoken like a true man.
There we go.
Anything's possible here.
Jack's just came down
Wow.
saying for the noise. You're going to have to keep one.
Oh, I have to keep quiet,
off.
do I?
No, not me.
Mm-hmm.
You, because you've been babbling. Do that like that.
I've got to keep one ear off of her.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, everyone. If I've been screaming at home and sending your Alexas wild with my tantalating voice. We've got a tip from Steve.
Everyone,
on my podcast on Alexa.
You can, yes.
everyone, Johnny in the Northeast got turned on.
Oh, As I say,
Oh, my dad's married.
no way with the league this season. We're still one of those teams that could win it, especially with results. The way results seem to be going, yeah, definitely.
I think it's
I've got a feeling York are going to start to be a powerhouse shortly.
Stretch the legs, you think?
Possibly.
I think it's down to 3 already now, to be honest.
All we need is to, get one of the, hopefully, you never know, it on Tuesday night, maybe one of the PIF friends was watching and thought, I could pump in a cheeky 300 million here. So
she said for definite.
Oh, it's definite. Yeah, I think she hasn't said for definite, but I think in the fridge. Hannah is not exactly she doesn't want to put it all on the line, does she? Fridge or cupboard? That's all you've got to say. 1 second. Oh, headphones are coming off now. Sorry.
Ow.
Sorry, that wasn't child abuse. I elbowed her by mistake. You know I never hit you with a closed fist. Right. There's a sound bite.
And there's PCC bursting through the door in a minute.
Yeah. to protect me. That's where it's going to be. Right, we'll get them predictions coming in shortly. If you want to do that. Are you free on Wednesday, boys, for next week's podcast?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know what happened next Wednesday.
Yeah. We'll pencil in for next week on Wednesday because I'm going to wait for Jack's birthday on next Thursday.
Oh, little Jack. How old's little Jack?
He's going to be 7, so we're going on a lads trip to Amsterdam.
Whoa!
Wow!
I've told him he can have 3 beers over there because they're shorter.
I hope you're not taking the window shopping.
No.
Oh, God, I hope there's no Johnnies and red lights over there. Dear me.
He'll come back a man. Right. We've got front 3, the Heed, Forest Green and Barnet. York will fall away. There's so many individuals on their books. Yes, they are seeming to... It's a funny thing, isn't it? Yes, they're strengthening, but they're strengthening by chucking money at people. And some people that's been working hard all season in that changing room might just think, well, why aren't I on that money? I'm not passing to him. So let's hope that happens.
Well, that won't be Billy Chadwick because he'll be bombed out before the end of this month.
Yeah.
He's already on the road, isn't he?
Yeah. Right. Predictions for Oldham on Saturday if you want to get them in. I'll show you the prediction league though before we go any further. This is getting embarrassing. These are all useless, right? How am I still top? Right? It's just
God.
There must have been a few 1-1 draws predicted.
No, they were all 0-0. Oh no, sorry, no one got it right. So basically,
1 point ahead. 1 point.
So I'm 1 point ahead on 30 points. St. Geordie's in second, Craig's in third, Hedonistic is in fourth. Darcy is in fifth. I think Darcy's making a run for it. We've got Joshua Walden and we've got Christopher Story as well and Ken Webster in seventh. So if you think you can get in there, I don't know how many people's got jokers left. I haven't. So if you want to try and get them.
How do you get on?
You're on. You're down the bottom. There you are. Sophia Gaddis, 43rd. At
least I'm not last.
At least you're not last. Who's last? Tommy Dolman. There we go. So yeah. Boys, let's Fia go first. Come on, pick your prediction. What's the score going to be on Saturday?
How good is Oldham?
They're losing games. They're just behind us in the league.
3-1.
Who to?
Gateshead.
3-1 to Gateshead. Sophia's feeling confident.
Good start.
I'll be a somersault if that comes off.
My controversial input is I think it'll be a very tight game. I think it'll be 1-1, and I'm going to play my joker on that. Woo, my second joker of the season. So, yeah, 1-1, joker played.
2-1 to the Heed, says Steve Farnfield, and he's playing his joker as well. Wow.
Oh, joker.
I'm actually going to come out with Steve, and I was going to do exactly the same. So, Farnfield are in the same boat.
So,
the joker as well.
2-1 for Mickey as well. Gavin Rudd's going 2-1 to the Heed. I'm going to go
We'll probably get battered 5-0.
I'm gonna go for it. This one, right?
Here we go.
4-2. 4-2 to the Heat. 4-2 to the Heat.
Yeah, is your dad? Is he had his medication tonight?
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Going to Amsterdam is like learning the facts of life. We've got Johnny Gray, the York owner, meltdown on Twitter after the Sutton defeat was a joy. Yeah, he was even slated.
Was it?
Oh, yeah, he was
What,
slated.
the owner?
Yeah, because the player that scored the 2 goals had been released by York, and he was slating the player saying, yeah, you turned up with a Gucci handbag when you're on 600 quid a week and all this. And like,
tasty.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I missed that one.
Trinas went 2-1 to Gateshead on Saturday against Oldham. Mr. Luke 2-1. It's going to be
popular scoreline.
We've got 3-1 says St. Geordie. Oh no, a loss.
3-1 loss.
3-1 loss. Oh no, I predicted a 3-1 loss on Tuesday.
Right.
Colin Dilbo is going 3-1 loss.
Oh, well, there you go. There's a 3-1 loss.
Darcy, she's nipping around in my coattails, she's going 2-1.
2-1 is going to be hundreds of points.
Craig says 2-2. We've got Sean Parry going 3-2. Gateshead win 2-0. Says St. Geordie. He'd 1-0. He'd 1. Oldham 1. Says Steve Thornton. Johnny Gray's going 1-1 as well. Alan Guest is going 1-0 to the Heed. Hannah is going 2-1. Hannah's coming into it. She's going for a 2-1 win. Well done, Hannah.
And she said fridge.
And she said fridge early on, yes. So we have a definitive answer, fridge. It only took 5 tries to say fridge, didn't it? But we got there in the end. We've got 1 second. Ryan Gibson's going 2-0 win to the Heed. Now I've got to come up with another name here. I'm starting to run dry. What can we say about John Ollie?
The charming man.
The charming man.
Charming man, isn't he?
No, he is charming, but we need to go a bit more educated on
that. Educated. Oh my word! Wow.
Oh, goodness. It's above our station, Davey.
The stupendous John Ollie is going.
He's gone 2-1 as well. How many people have gone 2-1?
Even though Dr. Doom is coming in, he's going 2-1 to the Heed.
Wow.
Yes, everyone's copying. So there was we've got 4-2 to Gateshead, says David Tron, and yay me, says Hannah. So there we go, Hannah. Lovely to have another young Gateshead fan. We've converted the neighbour into a Gateshead fan as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
And Betsy. She had a nasty fall on Tuesday. She fell and whacked her ribs off the concrete stick.
Wow.
Yeah, she's all right. Tough girl, but just...
Is that why then you just put the match in front of her on Tuesday night so she couldn't move? She had to watch it.
Oh, God. Yeah. Imagine hurting your ribs and then having to watch Gateshead lose 4-2. That is living the dream. Absolutely living the dream. So, yeah, anyone else want to get their predictions in? Please do. We've got about 10 minutes left. See, Mickey, the ladies has been hampered with games off as well with weather, but lately they've had a few on.
Well, I haven't because they've been off.
Have they? Oh, they've been off as well.
Yeah.
Ages since they played. When did they last play, Mickey?
A week before Christmas.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I think. And we've got Lee Eltmanham's side coming up soon, Chesty Street Amazons.
Right.
So, depending on the weather, depends what happens.
Where we're in the league, I know they've been struggling.
Sliding down the league big time. But we've had so many injuries and players leave in the summer. I think
too much disruption.
We need to try to arrest the slide if we can.
Aye.
Oh, well, hopefully Carl can mastermind the turnaround there. Some news from the Gateshead FC Foundation. The foundation is in partnership with Gateshead Bridge Builders. Are happy to announce 6-a-side football sessions at Gateshead Leisure Centre free. They are so football for the deaf community. So absolutely amazing stuff. Free entry. Register on the night. So if you fancy getting along with that, say football coaching for the deaf community, if you know anybody, that can be interested in that. The Gateshead FC Foundation, once again, adding another string to their bow. And if you haven't already followed them on Twitter, please do G-Head Foundation, and you'll find all the information that they have here. And you'll find it all out. See, look, Monday's walking football on January the 6th at Cleveland Hall had to be cancelled due to weather. So you get all the breaking news, and there you go. There they are in action doing their walking football. So do follow them on there. And of course,
football.
Yes, it's for the slightly older man or people with disabilities that can't run.
How do you tackle someone if you?
Oh, you can still tackle. You can still chuck in an elbow or headbutt somebody, but
Please don't play football like that, Severe. It's not how you play football.
It's just you can't have a run up. You've just it's a fair fight.
Fast walk.
A fast walk, yeah. You can do that type of
football in slow motion.
But yes, please do get yourself onto the Gateshead FC Foundation.
I wonder if the football club's looking at its socials, whether to branch out from Twitter. Obviously, there's a lot of bad press with Twitter at the moment. So
yeah,
the football clubs have gone to Blue Sky, amongst other things.
Well, that could be another a different podcast altogether with what's going on in and around the world, isn't it? We've got this Fort. We played them last week, according to Embrace Division. Did they not play last week? They did. They played at the weekend, Mickey. They played at the weekend, lost 3-2 after being 2-0.
Well, there you go. I didn't even know it was on. So there you go. I'll tell you everything you need to know.
2-0, we lost 3-2.
Our roving reporter. We've got 1-1 says Christopher Story. He's put evening gents, better late than never. Where have you been, Christopher? I can't believe you've come in this late. I want you to do 100 lines of the Heed Army podcast is the best podcast in the world.
What's he going to write? I will not sign for Carlisle.
Look at that. We've got Kay is sending messages through the podcast to get some messages in the house. Just put Darcy, put the kettle on, pet, please. We can do something better for you, Kay. Alexa,
turn Johnny on.
Alexa, turn Johnny white. Let's see if it changes the back of the room here. Yeah, there we go. See, so I can turn Johnny on. The club are on Blue Sky, apparently.
It's cool. Check them out.
What the hell is Blue Sky? Never even heard of Blue Sky.
Bit like Twitter.
Alan Guest, but wouldn't mind having a go at walking football. Well, follow the Gateshead FC Foundation for when they are playing up at Cleveland Hall or even at the Leisure Centre. So get yourself involved. It's, as I say, it's harder than it looks, and that's exactly what Steve Farnfield's put. Walking football is harder than it looks. Oldest player I've played against was 88 years young. Wow,
that's impressive.
He couldn't get the ball past his Zimmer frame. We've got Patrick Story says 1-1 as well. I think it's great walking football because obviously the older you get, you kind of run around like you can, and you don't want to be playing against young whippersnappers that are just taking the mick and running past you. At least it's a level playing field, so to speak, or you hope, and it's unless the pitch is on a slant.
Have you played, Davey?
No.
I haven't done it either, to be fair.
Nah. We've got Lily. She's put in hello, and then she's tried to write Gateshead, but I mean, I'm all for equality, so we'll put it up. She's just put gays, yes.
We've been called worse.
Hannah is back as well, and there we go. And she was trying to spell Gateshead, so yeah. There we go. We got there in the end. Hang on, look at this. We've got most of the players are over 50s. Remember, most players over 50 remember proper football from the 70s and 80s. So yeah, they do go for like the eye gougers and the punch in the ribs when the ref isn't looking, and they also throw buckets of mud on the pitch as well to make it like the old days as well. But no, it's great, and hopefully we can get Steve or someone, Joanne, on from the foundation. We'll push that. We're going to try and get
More likely to get Steve than Joanne, to be fair.
yeah, we'll get more. Try and get some more people on the podcast as well in coming weeks. Get some guests up. We're going to kick into a drive because I mean, this is episode.
Regan Booty.
Sorry. Someone did put a message saying about Regan Booty dolls, and I missed it. Yeah.
We'll get
Is there a refund on the Regan Booty dolls? Someone was saying, or a recall? If they can send that message in again, but
just put in the cupboard. We're not
going to let
put them in the cupboard with your chocolate.
We're not going to let Elaine knit anything more regarding players because Denanga left and then Booty
Campbell left.
Right. Campbell left. Booty left.
Are you sure?
I'm sure she's knitting voodoo dolls.
Voodoo dolls. That's what I was about to say. Yeah, sticking needles in. Oh goodness.
What's a voodoo doll?
Yeah, we'll get.
Oh, here we go. A voodoo doll. Hang on. We'll go. Alexa, what is a voodoo doll? So we'll let her listen to that. But yeah, so that's great. You know, this is Parenting 101. Alexa can do everything.
That's how you get your education. How to educate your children.
Would you like to share what you've just learned?
She looks horrified. She looks like she's about to cry.
What have you learned?
Not a lot.
I'll let you speak.
Well, a voodoo doll is if you don't like someone, you make a doll of them and you can like curse them
up
and beat them up and break their legs and stick pins in the balls and all that type of stuff. I'm sure someone's got one for me. I think it's your mum.
My ex-girlfriends that have probably got them in for me, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, there we go. We've got, now the listed other. Dave, have you tried the booty dolls yet? If so, the value placed on them. Oh God. Just stick to Ollie dolls. No, we don't want to lose him either. We've got Evening Lads.
We're talking about John Ollie dolls.
Oh God, there you go, John Ollie dolls. Could you imagine?
He's going nowhere.
Put a little knitted shag on his shoulder, a little bit of flush on that shoulder. It'd be great, man.
Beautiful.
So, it's
nice 3-piece suit.
Oh yeah, I was saying.
I bet he scrubs up well, does old John.
Oh God, I was, you know, I used to do Feed on Me podcast calendars. We should just do a John Ollie calendar throughout the year.
Should I?
Right. John Ollie Twitches, that's what we'll call it. We're gonna have him just in amongst the reeves and stuff with clothes on.
We could have birds in like certain positions. No, you can have like birds like covering certain bits.
We'll have him in April with a flamingo in front of him and he's standing on one leg pointing. It's gonna be
the perfect gift for Aaron.
Oh, it is. I think it's a perfect gift for anybody. Could you imagine that? Yeah. Get your jollies with the Ollie.
John, if your agent's listening, we'll be in touch.
Yeah, we'll be there. So I don't know why there's a naked woman popped up on my Twitter feed there. Sorry.
It's been a naked John Ollie.
Yeah, when you get like the clickbait and like all these different videos just pop up on
talking about it, isn't it?
So there was some naked woman taking her thong off in the, you couldn't see anything from the
snow.
In the snow. So yeah, as what can you do? Don't tell your mum.
From John Ollie the Blue Tits.
That stuff.
Sorry?
From John Ollie the Blue Tits.
Hey, man.
It's been educational for Sophia, isn't it? I mean, you know.
Yeah. We're gonna have John Ollie pointing the way to Carlisle. No, we won't. We'll have him stadium.
Yeah. Don't you send your son, Mr. Ollie.
Why do Carlisle keep signing ex-Gateshead players? What more would you expect when they are bottom of the football league? Well, as I say, it's aggravating, isn't it? We covered that earlier on. It's just, and it's more.
I think it's about players you trust the police system.
It is,
yeah. It's familiarity, isn't it?
But you know, the other end, you've got to look at it and go, well, why aren't other players buying into his system with new fresh faces? So, but I'm not going to slate the man. It's just aggravating that he's keep coming back for players. So, yeah, well, we've got about a couple of minutes left. If there's anything anyone wants to send in, you want to get your predictions in late. If you remember, get down to the match on Saturday. Should be a really important game. And if we get the win, it could be really, really good and set us up nicely going into the back end of January for all the games that's going to be coming up thick and fast. Of course, there's rearranged games. The Eastleigh games being arranged for a Tuesday night. There's some long trips coming up. And hopefully we can get some new faces through the door to bolster that squad for Carl and Liam and Ian to work with. And as I say, it's just trying, because it's not all doom and gloom. It's just it's like being a Gateshead fan from years ago. There was always a kick in the nuts around the corner, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's just 12 months on repeat.
But we're just sick of January's now. Like January's just start the year doom and gloom. Yeah. Anyway, actually, Mags mentioned it, didn't he? He said it's a bit like pre-season, at the moment. You know what I mean? Just getting your new players integrated with the old squad and trying to get players up to speed. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we've got what's this? The Heed Army Podcast School of Learning is now in session. It is. We've learned a lot today. Not as much as Jack will learn in Amsterdam. It's more for the ferry that we're going. We're only in Amsterdam for about 4 hours or something. He loves ships, so they're going out there. Then because he wanted to go on the ferry, and then he found out there's a North Sea, and he's heard on YouTube and stuff that the North Sea is the most dangerous sea in the world, he said. So now he's crapping himself thinking we're going to sink. So it's going to be...
It's all the stuff that I watch. He just...
What do you next week?
Sorry? Wednesday.
What do you next Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday. I'll go on Thursday.
You're going on Thursday?
Yeah, don't tell the school.
Well, that's not
diarrhea incoming.
I appreciate you don't listen or care about the shipping forecast, but the shipping forecast for the next 24 hours is pretty interesting for the Tyne area. I was looking at it earlier, and it was going to severe gale 9, then going to violent storm 11 later. So
wow,
hurricane 12 in some parts of northwest Scotland tomorrow.
Well, we've got...
What the hell are you doing up in Scotland in your divvy?
I'm stuck. I'm meant to be travelling back tomorrow, but I'm not going anywhere tomorrow.
Oh, look at this. There's a lot of children going to Amsterdam. Darcy's going to Amsterdam in February. So we've got Hannah's back from making a sandwich. Thank you very much. That's the information. Great update. Crystal Story's off to Morocco on Sunday.
So, very nice.
Yeah,
that was very nice.
Morocco's north of Africa, just underneath Spain.
Yeah, is he going to Marrakesh?
That used to be the place in the 70s. I mean, John and Anne Ollie might have been the type of person that would have went to Marrakesh in the 70s.
What birds are native of Morocco?
Oh, it's good birding. Oh, John Ollie would have been there for the birding. Yeah, definitely. The Atlas Mountains nearby, you would have loved it. Oh, God, he'd be well into that.
Are we talking eagle country?
Oh, yeah. Eagles and vultures. Yeah, both.
Yeah.
He would have been into
what
that.
We're making busted, do you know?
It's probably an ex-Gateshead player down there somewhere.
Looking for Ali Dyer.
Ali Dyer.
Spot on, Steely. He's 3 nights in Marrakesh.
Very nice. Guys, class.
Stay away from the shisha pipes. That's what
it'll all be all inclusive or something. That one would be nice.
That will be nice.
Jones. We've got Good Night Girls from Mr. Farnfield.
Night Farnfield.
Also got 1-1 prediction from Sam Pendleton joined in.
Sam, good lad.
We've got Crystal Stories. Did you see the young lad that went Arsenal versus Newcastle? I think his parents got a fine or something. Yeah. So crazy, isn't it? We've got a fun show. Thank you all. I know it has been fun. Thank you, Sophia. And also thank you for getting the views up by having your friend come in and tell us about making sandwiches.
Double the number of people watching.
Oh, there we go. It is. It was bringing her in for the views. But thank you, everybody. Once again, hit that like and subscribe. It's been a really good show. Let's hope we can talk about more positive things, being 3 points and hopefully some faces through the door to bolster the squad for Carl and his team to work with. But at the minute, let's get behind them. Saturday's a massive game. Get down to Gateshead International Stadium. That's where it's best. Get yourself in the stand and enjoy it. And well, Emily, I tell you what, we're going to end on this one. Emily, she was one back in the day. She went to Morocco in the 70s. Gone on, Emily.
I can well imagine it, Emily. It seems like the old type of hippie.
Oh, now, good night. And I'm off to go and think of Emily in Marrakesh. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Anymore. They're like stabbing us in my head.
Go to bed.